Hey guys, in today's video I will be going through the best Champion Euro players for the upcoming seasons, and also in terms of after the big Sorare update that probably most of you guys know, Champion Euro players will be so important, and in specific I think forwards are actually the hardest player to get right. I feel like goalkeepers and forwards are the hardest pieces to get your teams up to podium places, and that is what I'm going to be telling you in this video. Players that are podium capable and can carry you to those podiums, which should be your goals in the upcoming seasons, especially when some of these players are on a budget. And yeah, let's jump right into it. But before we do that, I've completely forgot to mention it in yesterday's video, but we are currently having one giveaway each day for 52 weeks. I mean, one giveaway each week for 52 weeks throughout 2024. And the only thing you need to do is subscribe and like every single video from Monday to Friday, and comment your Sorare username on Friday's video. Sorry, because I completely forgot to mention that. So if you haven't already, watch yesterday's video and like it. And yeah, let's jump right into it. And also, yeah, when you look at those players, I need to just jump in here and say, if you want to become a member, that would be much appreciated. I won't go through what you get. You can just watch there, or watch the members video I have made on this channel. But yeah, without further ado, now we can focus on the players. And starting off, we have a player that is criminally underrated in my opinion, Guirassy. And yeah, let's first look at his limited price. Yeah, about like 33 euros in this, like the old season, and the new season is 31. This is one thing to keep in mind now, because now there are going to be a big gap between those two card types. And in terms of his scores, yeah, they doesn't look great. But yeah, they do look great, because if we look at those type of scores, when he was fit, when he was a starter, and I think he's going to be that very soon. We know how good Dennis Undav have been recently for Stuttgart, but I think they will play with two strikers now. They did that right before he got that serious injury, and he is slowly and steady coming back. I think he will be on the bench against Mainz, and then he will regularly start besides Undav. We know he's on penalties. When Guirassy and Undav have been on the pitch, like both have been on the pitch, Guirassy have been taking the penalties. So that is one thing to keep in mind. And also the manager of Stuttgart, he is such intelligent manager, I mean, and like he makes his strikers perform so extremely well. It's just incredible to see. And yeah, in terms of Bundesliga, they will only focus on that, performing well there, because they are out of every single competition besides I think the German. No, they went out of the German Cup as well. So this is a gem. He has also a long contract, and yeah. Of course, there are some rumors he will go to Manchester United in the summer, but that is far away from now, so you don't need to worry too much about that either way. Talking about Manchester United, we have one of my favorite players that has got my favorite stamp recently. I can't say that I have enjoyed watching him play for like his whole Manchester United period, but I think I and other Manchester United fans have seen in recent times that he is slowly and steady becoming one of the best wingers in the entire world. And like these scores just back it up. But some games he doesn't get the good scores. He doesn't play badly on the pitch, but he's young and his scores will just become better and better by time. And having those type of scores in the best league, in a team that have struggled for such a long time. Yeah, as I said, only 19 years old, he has a long contract, and now when Manchester United are picking up form, I think he will be like he's the most important winger for Erik ten Hag. In terms of his rare price, 50 euros, that is a little bit on the expensive side. I'm not going to lie, but his rare price, like, are someone sleeping on Garnacho or something? Not literally, but like I have no idea why he's so cheap. Okay, so maybe he has risen a little bit here, but still, I think that price is so fair in rare. If you can get him for 300 euros, just that's a bargain in my opinion. How good he's going to be. He will be, I'm saying it here, and I think he will be one of the best players in the world. And it's just time that will tell that. But yeah, very interesting prospect, and one for the future definitely. And when I say for the seasons, I mean many seasons. That is why I like to have players on this list that are under 23, because you have that. Like if they go down in value, it doesn't matter too much. You know you have this card for the rest of their career, which is very nice. And the next one is Joshua Cirksey, which is also a player that I really like, 22 years old. In terms of his price in limited and rare, very, very fair. And in terms of his scores, they are good, but not the best. But I think like he will just slowly and slowly, the same way Garnacho, get better and better and better. He has been linked to numerous clubs. He's a young prospect, he's a talent. He won't go down in divisions. He will be a champion Euro player, and he will be a top player for many years to come, in my opinion. And it's just a question of time before he will make it into the Netherlands squad, because like they play Weghorst. I would rather play Cirksey over Weghorst, to be honest. But I'm not Louis van Gaal, so but either way that doesn't matter too much. You are here for the champion Europe utility, and he will be a player that consistently can get you those high 70s when they have those good fixtures, which is very, very nice. And now let's move on to Luis Openda, another player that is more on the expensive side. $55 in limited. Don't buy him in limited, but in rare I think his price are very, very fair. In terms of his scores, he's just incredible. To be fair, he missed a penalty last game against Augsburg, and he's a player that gets, and this is something to worry about. That is why I'm saying don't buy him in limited, but in rare I think $300 is very fair. But he's a player that he's very decisive dependent, first of all, but he tends to get the decisive almost every single game. But the decisives aren't like like Darwin Núñez. He shoots all the time and of course get the goals from there. But like Luis Openda have in some games just one shot and gets one goal. He is the player that like he overperforms, in my opinion, big time. So just keep that in mind. They may come periods like this right here that he doesn't get the decisive in 1 or 2 or 3 games, because as Leipzig plays now, it wouldn't be surprising. But still, in terms of that price in rare, for a player that is only 23 years old, have a contract until 2028, I think it's a little bit of a bargain, in my opinion. But yeah, this one is more to monetize in the future, in my opinion, and to try to pick him up when he's at his lowest. Because now I feel after that penalty missed, I don't think he will be on penalties when Xavi Simons is on the pitch, but time will only tell. And the next one is another Manchester United player. Rasmus Højlund has finally picked up his form, and yeah, it has been such a joy to watch him play recently. And like finally, it feels like the team clicks better together with players from injury coming back, and yeah, Rasmus Højlund just like in terms of his like goal capabilities, they are there 100%. He has just been very unlucky to just not get that start to Premier League as he did to the Champions League. And he's another young player. In terms of his rare price, very fair. His limited price, as I mentioned before, are a little bit overinflated in terms of the new Premier League season competition. We always see that in the Premier League, not the Premier League, but the limited scarcity. The prices are very, very, very up and down. In terms of rare, they are more stable and gradually rising. So that is why I like to go with the rare cards in this situation. But also you have a player that will be one of the best strikers in the upcoming seasons, which we love to see. Or that is also my prediction. Just this is not financial advice by any means, but this is one of my favorite strikers on this list actually. And the next one is Dennis Undav, the player I talked about earlier. He's a player that can hit you those podiums on a regular basis because he's such a good player. A little injury concern. I filmed this in on a Sunday. I think he will play against Mainz. And just his scores are just incredible. One thing to keep in mind is that will he be the main striker if Guirassy are back? I don't know. So that is why I would personally buy both. I'm considering it, but I feel like having too many eggs in one basket isn't the best thing either, because having 2 strikers from Stuttgart could be risky if, for example, they don't score in some games. Not that that is a high possibility I mean, of that happening. But still, I feel like Dennis Undav is a better option at the moment. It will be interesting to see if he will get a spot at the German national team or a starter spot in the German national team this summer. And yeah, the next one is Patson Daka, a little controversial player. I see so many hating on him on Twitter. I don't get that. He's like a traditional striker. He's a poacher. I think he's incredible. And Enzo Maresca thinks that as well. I think he is now the first striker for Leicester. Like, he has scored so many goals recently, and also for his AFCON team, Zambia, I mean. He has performed pretty well. He is decisive dependent, but he is on penalties, which Leicester gets a lot recently. And like, he is the main man up front, and Leicester in the Championship. That those two together is way too good to be true in my opinion, and that is what Patson Daka is showing right now. For this price, I think it's very, very fair in my opinion, and can be a very good podium player for the rest of this season. Remember, next season their second division Europe players won't be that good, but in terms of this price, I feel like it's pretty fair. The next player is... Am I so stupid? Like, this... I have just glitched out completely. Yeah, nice. This was the only... Patson Daka was the only non-champion Europe player. Of course, Leicester aren't in champion Europe. Like we can... Like, for the next season. Like, let's think about that. But, like, I don't know what happened there. I just completely glitched out for a second. I'm sorry about that. Of course, he isn't a champion Europe player. But still, the two next players is going to be champion Europe players, so don't worry. I have always that feeling that Leicester are still a champion Europe side, because they have won the Premier League and everything. But talking about Gerard Moreno, in terms of his price, like one of the cheapest but best podium players on this list in my opinion. Long contract at Villarreal, 31 years old, in his prime right now. And in terms of his scores, he's just incredible. Like, some of 36 in AA, like, incredible. He's a striker, regular striker, traditional striker I like to say, but he gets incredible AA, and that is what we love to see. He can hit you those 100s. He's a little bit like Iago Aspas were last season, just incredible, and he is one I definitely recommend to take a look at. And when we talk about players I like to look at, Vincenzo Grifo is one very highly on that list, because I like players from Bundesliga, and I like players that are in specific strikers, forwards, because there are so many goals there. Therefore, Gerardo Moreno was the only striker I had from La Liga on this list, because I feel like Freiburg hasn't been performing too good recently. But I feel like Grifo is always on the score sheet or he's always like getting assists or goals when Freiburg are performing. And as you can see here, he's an incredible SO5 scorer. In terms of his price, way too good in my opinion. So extremely fair. And he has also some Europa League utility, which is nice. He has also some very good upcoming fixtures in the Bundesliga. He is actually now my favorite player on this list because of his high peak probability, and also that Freiburg hasn't been the best recently, and he seems like the main man. Unless he gets injured or something, he will be one that will be very, very highly on my list. And by the looks of it, he also got rested against Borussia Dortmund, got taken out early to prepare him for this midweek against the Lens, which I think when you watch this video it will be too late, because this will be a video on Tuesday I think. So unfortunately you won't have, if you watch this video now, you will have to prepare him for the Frankfurt game, which is still a very, very good fixture. But yeah, that was the last player on the list. If you want to become a member, just become a member, click on the subscribe button, and besides that it says join, and there you also can read the benefits. Or if you just want me to explain it to you, I've made videos on it. And yeah, thank you so much in general for watching this video. Tournament video on Friday where I give one card to every participant. Hope you will participate there, and I will see you next one. Bye bye and take care. Peace.